Elsa's perf. Without answering my question, he kept on driving. A lump formed in my throat. I never wanted him to know about my situation. I didn't want anybody to feel pity on me after knowing my situation. But right now, the thing for which I was dreading the most is happening with me. Now, he will also know about it. He will change, I knew it. Gulping my uneasiness, I kept looking out from the window, completely lost in my own thoughts. Soon we reached home. He went out of the car without waiting for me. Gulping my lump, I took a deep breath and followed him inside. As soon as I went inside the mansion, I was being engulfed by two strong yet warm arms. I also grinned and hugged Jungkook back. And within a second, I was again pulled into another warm hug, which was from Enfu. JK grinned at this, but hugged us again, and we trio did our all-time favorite group hug. "Oh, Elsa, we really miss you a lot," JK said, and they hugged me tightly. I giggled at their antics, but I was feeling blessed to have them in my life and was super happy with their heartwarming welcome. While hugging them, my eyes landed on the figure which was standing just few steps away from us, Tiho. He was standing there with his jaw clenched and his hand in our deadly fist as he kept looking at us with his furious eyes. If looks could kill, we all have been 6 feet under the ground till now. Suddenly, his eyes met mine, and without wasting any more second, he came toward us and pulled JK and Invo away from our hug. "Hey!" We trio snapped at him, to which he gave us an icy cold glare, which was more than enough for us to keep our mouths shut. Without saying anything, he grabbed my hand in his large one and started dragging me with him. "Is he jealous?" I heard JK's serious voice asking this to Inbu. As we were nearing toward the stairs, and I'm sure Teho must have heard it too. "Well, jealous? Why he will be jealous? He doesn't even like me a bit." "No, I think he's horny," this time Inbu commented, and I literally choked on my ear and controlled myself not to go to him and bang his head with the nearby wall. I looked up at the man who was still dragging me with him, but this time his pace was slow. Heat rose to my cheeks when I see him smirking. "Invo, you are so gone." We entered inside my room and he closed the door behind me. He looked down at me. Within a second, all the lights vibes went away from us, and again the tension started forming around us. I knew what is coming next. Taking a deep breath, I also prepared myself, and without saying anything, I started walking toward my closest while pushing him away softly enough in the way. But before I have taken the second step, he suddenly pulled me back toward him, due which I directly landed in his arms. "Never, and I repeat, never again push me away, Bunny," he whispered near my face in a hard tone, which did scare me. I just nodded my head and he loosened his hold on my arms. I slowly went in my closet and took out the file in which my all medical reports were kept safely. I slowly made my way toward the bed where he was sitting with his intense gaze fixed on me. I handed him the whole file without uttering a single word. He took it from me and started looking all the medical reports keenly. When I got admission in college, I started suffering from the chest pain, chest tightness, chest pressure, and chest discomfort. There were times when I couldn't breathe properly. All I used to feel numbness, weakness, or coldness in my legs or arms if the blood vessels in those parts of my body are narrowed. At first I ignored it, but one day I was playing badminton with JK in our playroom when suddenly dizziness hit me and I collapsed on the floor. After that, I found myself laying on the hospital bed with doctors. Uncle Kim, JK, and Invo were around me. At the time, I didn't knew that I have a heart problem, but as I kept taking regular appointments with doctor along with one of the guard, I realized that something is wrong with me. Finally, I realized that I am suffering from heart problem and I won't be able to make it if I stop taking my treatment. In those periods, sometimes I used to think that I am being a burden on people around me. That's why I started taking care of my appointments and started looking deeper into my illness. At times when I used to miss my parents a lot, the thought of stopping my medicine came in my mind, but I was too scared of that to do something like that. My chain of thought broke down when I see him standing up from the bed while calling someone and going in my balcony to talk. I kept staring at his back while he continued talking to the person over the car. Suddenly, he turned around and continued his talk while looking directly in my eyes. I broke our staring competition when I felt tears brimming in my eyes. Now, he will pity me. He will think me as a weak person that I am. If not before then, he must be regretting marrying me now for sure. After cutting the call, he came toward me and stand up in front of me. I gave him a sad smile and finally asked him what was in my heart. Are you disgusted by me? I asked him while shuddering a little, as I kept trying to keep my tears in check. I assumed him to give me a pity look or left my room after giving me a directly glare, but instead he took me in his arm and crashed his lips on mine. His action took me off guard, but he kept kissing me softly. It was like he was trying to grease my lips with his. Closing my eyes, I also started kissing him back while forgetting my pain. We kept kissing each other while flushing our body together. I don't know when he took me in the arms and settled us on the bed with him hovering over me. We finally broke the kiss when we were out of oxygen. I was still panting because of the kiss while he greased my cheeks slightly. I finally opened my eyes and looked at him, who was already looking at me with a soft gaze. I can be anything but disgusted by you, he whispered, but what shocked me more when he very softly kissed my temple. After this, he got up from the bed and pulled me with him too. I will tell Granny to settle your stuff in our room by tonight, he said in his usual stern tone and took me out from my room toward him. My heart kept a beat when he said our room, and a smile formed on my lips on their own. I never knew I will also smile because of him. After taking me in his room, he left me to take rest, as tonight we have our reception and his coronation ceremony together. But that fire in his eyes didn't go unnoticed by me when he see me rearing toward his bed. I would be lying if say his gaze didn't give shiver down to my spine.